job? What the fuck? Whenever I eat fruit, I get like really excited. Cause it's like, in order for fruit to grow, like you already know all the stuff that has to happen. Gotta get the water just right, gotta get the soil, gotta get the seed, the sun. And the sun is the main part. The sun is like, you will grow. And then it grows. And then I get to fucking eat it. That's so exciting. That's mad exciting to me. Go agriculture, my nigga. Actually, go permaculture, my nigga. Woo. Ooh, popcorn chicken and Reese's cup. That sounds delish. Strawberries were on sale today too, my nigga. 2 for $4. But that's only because they was just about to turn. White people don't know how to fucking joke, my nigga. Man. You know what sucks? It sucks that they really think if they gave black people reparations that we'd all spend it on some dumb shit. Because I think that there are like so many like really talented like people of color who would do amazing things with that money. Like I think everybody, like every broke person got a rich dream. So you don't think some of them broke people gonna have like gonna have their rich dream come true? It's just fucked up. I don't know. Shit annoys me. Thank you, Tabby. I got it from eBay. Like they sell a lot of these things on eBay. But I never got one because I was always like worried that it would be like really like cheaply made. But this one is like pretty strong. Plus, like I don't really fuck with it, so I feel like it won't break. The thing is, I've just kept it like attached to this shirt in particular, and like haven't like really moved it that much. But I'm gonna move it soon. I shouldn't even talk that much about it. I appreciate your compliment. Anyways, I'm gonna keep on eating. True. I do agree with Riverdale. Word. Invest in the kids, man. Like, I'm sorry, I have a strawberry seed stuck in my tooth. I'm gonna try to drink it away. Like, won't leave. This is your life. Strawberry seed. Okay. It's true, Riverdale. It's true. Man, it's like, dude, it's like if I'm not dealing with like a person of color who has internalized whiteness, I'm dealing with a white person who is like privileged by it and personifying whiteness. It is just like so hard to find a safe space these days, you know? It's like exceptionally hard to find a safe space these days. I'm doing a terrible job tonight. Just a terrible job. Um, but I do agree. I do agree that it goes pretty deep. Um, However, fuck, what was I about to get into? Fuck, I had something I was gonna say. Uh, uh, uh. Okay, so if anybody knows what I was going to talk about before I started eating, because I really want to know, because I'm totally flubbing right now and I cannot remember. So if anybody remembers, that'd be cool. Um, I think the whole concept of immigration is like fucking ridiculous. I think that it's to be honest with you, I think the whole immigration thing is like part of like a larger fucking scheme. Like I've been like watching some videos and like they're just very interesting. Um, you know what's going on with like that, and like I mean some people don't want to talk about what's going on with our government, which really sucks because like so much fucked up shit is happening, and like the whole point of like me talking about white supremacy is like a way to like open up the conversation that like goes deeper into shit. But like I'm noticing that like a lot of people are getting hung up on white supremacy, and like that's like one of like the main components of this shit. Like that's what sucks, is like we have to. Oh yes, Tisha Elise, you are the one. Thank you. Um, no, I do agree. I think that this is an attack on brown peoples, um, more specifically Latinas and Latinos. But it's interesting to me that like, you know, the Republican Party is like extending a hand to Latinos and Latinas and Latinx people, but is not, but is also like making up this narrative about people, you know, being illegally here. And I think like the thing is, the polls have, or rather the census data is more so leaning to the idea that like people are like less likely to be illegal here and more so likely to be immigrating like away from America, and like I don't blame them. But I think that the immigration problem narrative is bullshit. It's like honestly like it's more complicit in like a lot of shit. Like I'm gonna post the video link because I think that it's a really good video to watch. However, you know, some people aren't gonna fucks with it, and like that's just what it is. You know, like what can I do? You know what I mean? I can't do shit for you. I can't make you believe nothing. Um, but I watched a video that I definitely thought was like important, and dang it. Dang it, Bobby. Okay, so I thought that I saved it somewhere and I didn't. So shit. Alright. I'm gonna have that link when I post this on Facebook. When I post this on YouTube. That's when I post this on YouTube, that's when you'll have the link. Promise. Proms. Proms. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Before I get into the comfortability, I just want to say this. There's a post that I wrote, and I said, this is what the post says. Dear white people, there is literally nothing you could add to discussions about race that hasn't already been eloquently expressed by people of color, that hasn't been dissected and theorized and postulated by knowledgeable people of color. That is why your opinion doesn't matter, because your opinion adds nothing to the discussion. The only perspective you could add would be your thoughts on what it's like to be part of an oppressive race. And nobody wants to hear that. So hush up when you hear people of color trying to have dialogue about race. Hush now, grown-ups are talking. And this person really wrote, Tati, I normally always agree with you. Now, I want you to know, my name is no longer Tatiana. Like, I've stopped using that name. I realize that that's the name of my YouTube channel, but that's not the name that I'm going by. And if you can't call me Trent, then that is your problem. But my name is not Tati, and I feel like I'm stating it here. I will continue to state that, but I would appreciate it if you would call me Trent, and that is that. So moving on, but as I was saying, my name is not Tatiana on Facebook anymore, and you know, I've already kind of told all my Facebook friends to please call me Trent. So interesting. However, this person writes, I have a cousin who is mulatto, because we're saying mulatto as a white person. Although he doesn't look white at all. I was, okay, like, okay. I was fortunate enough to see both sides of the issue. My cousin was born in 1977 and was treated like dirt for his race. My family was threatened and thrown out of public places because of him. Are you hearing this? This white person is telling us that she understands racism because she was a part of a family in which a person of color was treated poorly, and they were with them, so they had to be also treated poorly. Like, they were not being treated poorly because of themselves. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading this. This is so fucking disgusting. My family was threatened and thrown out of public places because of his skin color. Although I was born in 1990 and missed a lot of that, I see the pain that it caused him. I hate having to explain how he is my cousin when I am white and he appears to be black, not Milano. Now she's just naming treats. She's not even okay. I'm gonna keep going. I love him with every blood cell in my body and would fight anyone who thought they could start with him. To me, I was lucky to have him in my life because I never saw him as black or me as white. Do you see this? Colorblind. Colorblind. Do you know what colorblindness don't help nobody? You not seeing me as a black person is a problem. I need you to see me, bitch. I see you as white. You need to see me. Wow. Anyways, he was my cousin, Aaron, who took care of me like a father and still does. I still don't see color when I look at him. Again, I'm damn lucky for that. I guess what I'm trying to say is not every white person is the same, just as all other races are filled with different people. Also, they endured physical violence and attacks. My family is from Alabama. Not a good place to grow up if you're anything but white. She wouldn't know about that though, because she's white. I'm not trying to fight with you, but tell you that I may not know what it's like to be black or to be personally treated bad for my race, but someone I love dearly suffered abuse at the hands of racist assholes who only wanted to see him hurt, and that hurts me. And it hurts me that I have to explain in detail how he can be blood related to me when it's nobody's damn business. White people, y'all are just a fucking bunch of dummies. That is the dumbest shit I ever read. Listen, if I get my ass beat for being a nigga, the white bitch I'm with ain't got her ass beat, so she not gonna feel me on not even half of that shit. So white people, while I'm getting my ass beat by white supremacy, don't sit here and speculate and postulate and theorize about how the fuck I could possibly feel, because this is an ongoing thing. It don't change just because one white person decide that they are fucking human and then I'm a human too. It don't just change because one white person sees it how the fuck I see it. And that's what kills me, is the motherfuckers that really can't even fucking understand where the fuck they're at, because they too busy trying to tell everybody that we're all the same. Ha 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 ha. We're all the same. we're all the same. No, white people, y'all are all the same. Y'all are the same motherfucking slices in the same bag of fucking Wonder Bread. That's who you are, not me. Don't speak for me. White people always speaking for people. This is what kills me. You see this white girl, she over here speaking for her POC family, talking about she know how it feel to be POC. She was hurt because someone who was POC was hurt by her. She don't really see them, no. What kind of shit is that? What the fuck? I'm gonna read the chat now. Oh my god, Riverdoll, that's so true. Some white lady with a sad story for every Facebook post. Girl, hallelujah. Let the church say amen. Because what you are saying is not lies, okay? Exactly. Exactly. Y'all. Y'all. 86 is Sugar Snaps. Have a good night. Take care. This is just sad. Yes, she feels like she's black by association. I'm dead that she said mulatto, and then said, I don't know if I spelled that correctly, bitch. That's not even the problem. I don't give a fuck if you spelled that shit with numbers. Like, what the fuck? You see, and that's the thing. White people be acting up. You think people of color want to be snatching wigs? You think people of color wake up every day to say, damn, white people, why y'all acting up? You think that that's what we want to say? You think that that's our narrative? You feel what I'm saying? And, like, the thing that's fucked up is white people really think that, like, we're always living through their gaze, but we're not. But I hate even talking about shit like this because it shows me how basic and shit people are. This is some basic ass entry level kindergarten bullshit. You know what I mean? This is just like some whack ass shit. And the idea that I need to be waiting around for white people is like, tuh. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But I'm definitely like, I'm clowning on these white people because, like, I just don't get y'all. But it's funny to me, the white people that be thinking that I'm supposed to appease them and shit. That entire post was fucking comedy, bitch. Listen, so many white people today showed their ass. And I was just forced to, like, just go in and let the fuck have. But I didn't feel good about this shit at all because I was just like, damn, like, y'all are some fucking dummies. Like, nothing else, just dummies. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, okay, hold on. I'm sorry, somebody sent me a really funny post. I'm gonna read it to y'all because this is from Tits, Brownies, and Mama Africa. This is what they sent me from their blog. One thing that has definitely bothered me is when some people in my past have tried to find a cultural equivalent. Specifically with the question, what is my name in your language? I'm Ghanaian and proud. And out of all the different people I've met racially, I've never asked that question to anyone. You don't have a Ghanaian name, so what am I supposed to tell you? Should I make up cliques? I dislike it when people outside of the culture sometimes try to assert themselves in and become the center. Sometimes there isn't an equivalent. It is very possible for certain groups of people to have cultural separate form have a culture separate from another that can't be reached. No matter how many books you read and symposiums you go to, you will not fully understand. So when your name is Bumblefuck and you ask me to translate it for you, I will gladly slap you with the fury of 10,000 unfreed slaves. Sorry about this random rant and made up word. No, I totally feel that. I totally feel like, I think when I was yo, you know what got people mad? Yo, you know what made people mad? I had white women coming to me, girl. White women coming to me. You wanna know why, girl? White women hate when I be talking about white men. Yes, girl. They was like, you're not gonna talk about massa like that. You're not gonna talk about massa like that. You're not gonna talk about massa like that in front of me. They was trying to stop me, nigga. They was getting mad. But I'm gonna tell you right now. White men is the most basic vanilla, non-sprinkled ass, low-fat, diet air motherfucker. Bitch, can I tell you? Me and my friend, when we used to go to the co-op, we used to be walking behind white dudes being like granola eating ass and fucking Nutella snorting motherfucker. Like we was just following white people, just harassing them. That was fun for me. Like I will follow white people and be like, don't be eating out of the pick and mix bin. We watching you. No chocolate chips. You know what I mean? We'd be like, nah. What's that fake chocolate shit? What is that shit called? Kabir. It's not Kabir, and I know someone's gonna say some shit to me. Fuck, what is the name for it? It starts with a C. I know that for sure. It's like fake chocolate. It's like not real chocolate. Aw, shit. I'm not sure what comment you mean, but if you explain to me, if you tell me, I'll tell you. But really though, like white men are the most basic niggas ever. So the thing is, they don't like. Here's what kills me. And like a lot of people was mad about this shit. So when I said that like white people will tell you, oh I'm Greek, oh I'm Russian, oh I'm German to escape whiteness. Yeah, Carib. Thank you so much, Riverdale. Um, they will tell you to escape whiteness. They will tell you, you know, I'm white. Like they won't be. White people usually don't say they're white. Usually white people are like, oh, I'm part German, part Irish. You know, farmer's daughter, Americana. You know, my father was he was a man who lived in Italy, and then my mother, you know, she came over here on the Mayflower, and you know all these like family lines and shit like that. So, when you when when you have this whiteness like that permeates, that doesn't allow you to have like, you know, access to like the culture that you claim. You know what I mean? Irish, I know a lot of people who are from Ireland. Like I met them like, you know, through my work, and like they've like had conversations with me where they were like, we hate when American people say that they're Irish because like they base all of like Irish shit around like being drunk, St. Patty's Day, green, shit like that. Like, you know, all of this like shit that's like not exactly congruent to like the experiences of actual Irish people. And I understand that like Irish Americans have like their own history clearly. However, I think that like there's like this idea that like, you know, this like bastardization like when you come to America, like when you're here. And I think that that's also like, you know, why I call myself black and not African American, because like while, you know, my family hails from Africa, the Caribbean, all over, um, I'm black. You know, I'm black. I'm part of the diaspora. You know, but black all day. You know, don't get it confused, because again, black. Saying black is a signifier. It automatically signifies something. So, that's important. That's important to me. But as I was saying, white dudes are the most like vanilla basic motherfuckers, so they're always trying to find them some sort of brown person to fuck or sleep with, you know what I mean? Like in some context, or like to take something from. And like that's a lot of like, okay, like in movies, it looks like Life of Pi. Life of Pi had nothing to do with white people, but somehow they decided to make the story about a white dude asking a brown dude to tell him a story so he could write it himself. What's the point of that? Why couldn't it just be this? Like, why couldn't it be like, you know, this brown dude was telling a story to his brown son? You know what I mean? It's like, did we really need the white audience like that? And no shade, Life of Pi, the visuals was stunning, but But other than that, you know what I mean? It just annoyed me that like a white person was taking this fucking story. That shit just didn't make no sense to me. But that's how deep it goes, you know what I mean? And I do understand what you're saying with like white people say they don't want immigrants in the U.S. And they are the immigrants. I saw a video of this dude who is a First Nations person, and he was like, "Why don't y'all fucking leave?" He was like, "Nobody invited none of y'all here." And then he was like, "We should have pulled up these signs and shit when y'all came here." And all the white people were like, "We have a native person here." And it was just like, motherfucker, you still don't got my support. Get the fuck out of here. Like, just a fucking mess. Oh my god, white people will say anything. Um, but that's the other thing though. White people love to tell you, "Oh, white people aren't like that." But the thing is, bitch, my experiences have not been that white people are not all like that. Sorry. Bad spokesman, you feel me? And that's the fucked up part about it, is white people need to be fucking trying to be the exceptional motherfucking white person, more so than these fucking people of color out here trying to be exceptional Negroes and Negresses and shit. Yeah, yes, I do fuck a white person. And, 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 and you can fuck a white person and still criticize the fuck out of them for their privileges. So I'm not sure exactly what bringing up my white partner is like relevant. I'm not sure what the relevancy of that is. You know, like I'm dating someone who is a white person. Does that make me less credible because I have a white dick in or around my mouth from time to time? It's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting that you would bring that up. I think it's like, I always think it's really funny when people try to bring up the fact that I fuck a white person, like to kind of to say something, or like, "Oh, isn't your mother white?" And does that really stop me from being able to critique whiteness? Really? Like, is that really like a fucking an assertion at all? Because if that's the fucking case, then why, like, then that's like asserting that I should be with a man of color regardless of anything, regardless of autonomy. My autonomy doesn't matter. And it also kind of, you know, in a way asserts that like the only way for me to like be down is if I'm like, you know, doing something that again takes away my autonomy and doesn't really allow me to be credible at all. You can be in an interracial relationship and that doesn't mean shit. Like, that's the thing too. People think that interracial relationships mean shit. That's what sucks. Interracial relationships don't mean shit. I done dated plenty of fucking white dudes that was racist as fuck. And like racist in the way that they were like actual white supremacists, like actually did not fucking give a shit about me as a person, did not see me as an equal, but was able to keep up this veneer because white people are really good at casually being racist. And I think that it's important to note that no, and I definitely, and I understand that, but I think that like I think that me talking about my relationship is one conversation, which I wasn't doing, and I don't think that it's like really anything that's going to be like congruent to these like conversations, because like me and my white partner have conversations definitely, but I feel like that's like another video, and I definitely feel like there is conversation that can be about that, but I'm not going to start that conversation. We're already like an hour and 20 minutes in, and like that's magic to talk about. Like, it's not an isolated vacuum thing. We're constantly having conversations. You know, they are a basic ass white person in a lot of fucking ways. I'm not going to give them any fucking cookies, and it's definitely not something that I don't want to talk about. It's just more so something I don't want to have to unpack in a very short amount of time, because it's like something that needs to like have like a whole hour, because it's some real shit. But I definitely think that like interracial relationships ain't shit, and that's what sucks. And people in interracial relationships, they really be like, a lot of them are fucked up in the way that they think that their interracial relationship means something, and that's what sucks. Your relationship means something for sure. Your interracial relationship, that definer, that means fucking nothing. It means fucking nothing. If it means something to you, it should mean something in the context that like your child is gonna get like two sides of like a culture, or maybe not at all. But I think that in a lot of ways, when there's like POC involved with like white people, it becomes this white person like invading that race, like and it really is like some colonization type shit, where like I'll often see like a white dude, his little beige baby and like the black mom, and like I'll just be like, okay, cool. And like granted, like I realize that like that's my family dynamic, and speaking from experience, you know, my mother definitely had like a very warped sense like of like what an interracial relationship is. No, Zaina D, I'm not mad at you. I'm just like, it's just like whenever people bring up my white partner, it just annoys me because it's always in the middle of some bullshit. It's just like, what the fuck? It's like I'm talking about some other shit, and like I'm obviously not gonna sit here and say no, my partner's not white. But then I also feel like I can't just be like, yeah, my partner is white, and like I feel like I gotta fucking explain some shit. But in reality, I know I don't have to explain anything. But there is shit to explain because I am a person of color who is dating a white person. I am fucking that colonizer dick. But like, I think that shit is problematic, in that if you don't fucking talk about it. Like, it would be different if I'm dating a white person who's like doing racist ass shit, who's like just flaunting their privilege in my face and doing like causing harm to me. But I think it's important. Um, but I think that like people forget that like if you're a mixed person, like you can definitely have mixed privilege, you can definitely have light skin privilege, you can have white passing privilege, even, you know, as a person of color. However, I think that like being a white person is a very like definitive thing, you know? And I think that white people know they're white people. White people know they're white people so much that they'll like I said, white people will tell you some shit like, oh, they'll be like, oh, I'm Irish and da da da, but it's like you never even had to ask. You already know, you know. You already fucking know. So it's just like we know you're white. You know what I mean? I'm white and white. I'm creamer and milk. Like, what are you telling me? But my fuck. What was I talking about? Interracial relationships. Sorry, interracial relationships don't change racism. If anything, they put the sunglasses on the shit because people love light skinned people. It's obvious. You know what I mean? No shade, no shade to anybody out there. I'm talking about some real shit. They love light skinned people. They love that beige. I wonder what you are. They love that shit. They love that racial ambiguity. They love that they don't know if they can offend you. That's what it is. They love that they don't know who you are. They can't quite pick out if they've colonized you yet. That's what it is. They don't fucking know. But they know that you're an other. They're not going to treat you like them. They're going to treat you like some exotic fucking bird. Okay? So I think that with that said, I think, you know, again, interracial relationships don't mean shit. They don't mean nothing. They don't mean nothing if you ain't about shit. If you're not about that fucking real shit, if you're not about unpacking white supremacy in your life, as a mixed person, as a person with a white parent. And the thing is, people think that when you say that shit, they think that we're saying, you know, if you're mixed, you gotta tell your mom or dad, I don't fucks with you no more. That's not the case. That's not the case. But what needs to happen is, you know, I know that my mom has white passing privilege, so when my mom says some shit that's like fucking colorist or shadist about darker skinned women, or if my mom makes the assertion that like life is harder for her as a light skinned person, that's just not fucking true. She can definitely have personal experiences that are hard, but it's not true that her experiences are worse than someone who's darker than her. That's not true. And to call people out is not a bad thing. Calling people out is a positive thing. Now, don't get me wrong, people are not going to always take it as such. And even myself, I've been able to like misconstrue a call out and like totally get upset and like totally act like an asshole to people about not fucking saying the right thing. And that's part of being accountable, you know? Like, that's like the whole point of like accountability, is to be told like what's the right thing, why you fucked up and how you fucked up or whatever, and how you can move fucking forward. So um I think but I'm definitely telling you, like they exoticize and romanticize light skinned people and mixed people as being like some superior race, as if like they have this tolerance for white supremacy and this like love of like their exotic and dark side, like this spicy every code word for like not white. And it just fucking makes me sick because, you know, being a light-skinned mixed person in this time where people are like championing that shit, you hear a lot of invalidating shit. But more importantly, you know, I realize just how hard, like, if it's fucked up for me, I can only imagine, you know. And again, I can only imagine because I will never know what it's like for someone more dark skinned than me, and that's definitely a privilege I have. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, woe is me, because it's not something that hurts me, but it's something that hurts other women, and I want to hold solidarity for them, and I definitely want to, like, you know, be able to see them and recognize them and hear about like the shit that happens. But I'm not stupid, you know, like shit is fucking wild out here, and for people to be championing light-skinned women, like, that's so invalidating to dark-skinned women and so invalidating to, you know, women in general, you know what I mean, women of color in general, because it's like all of the light-skinned ones, no matter who you are, even if you're not mixed, it makes you automatically complicit in this like mixed phenomenon shit. Exactly, exactly, Miranda. Exactly, exactly. Hold on, I'm trying to read. Oh yeah. No, yeah, Mariah Carey definitely has white passing privilege. And I think, but the thing is, like, white passing privilege does not stop you from claiming blackness, you know, from claiming blackness. And the thing is, that's the thing that disgusts me slash bugs me about POC who are mixed with white, that their whiteness, like, has to be the thing that they have to claim. They gotta claim that whiteness because they don't want to just be, you know what I mean? And like that's what kills me too, because it's like you ain't just black. There's no such thing. You black or you black, you know? No just black. And it stops people, and also, as I was trying to say, it forces POC to be complicit in white supremacy in a different way, to like ignore shit. Like I used to really say to people, well, you know, I'm part black and part white, so like I totally understand like how this is fucked up and how this is not fucked up. Like I like for real used to be saying shit like that. I used to be complicit in racism, you know, and yeah, exactly. No, and I totally agree. But I think, as I said, as a light skinned person, I've definitely been complicit in being anti racist, in terms of, you know, talking about, you know, racism and like how I would confront racists, you know what I mean? And it was just really hard, you know, to really just like look back on all the shit I had like done, all the shit I had said, and all the shit that I definitely went along with and was cooperated with because of my own internalized racism, because I really like I totally believe that like my white passing POC mother, my white grandmother gave me some sort of like white eye, you know what I mean, the white eye, that I could see it, you know what I mean. But the thing is, I could never see life through the white gaze because I've never been white. However, whiteness and the white gaze will really try to will try to take some people. Like I truly believe that like you have, the white gaze is something you have to snap out of. There are so many people who are complicit in that shit, but it's something that you actively have to be like, no, you know what I mean. You have to tell it no, because the white gaze, the white cis hetero male gaze will have you fucked up, fucked up. The white cis hetero male gaze will have you fucked up. It will. But also, I truly also believe the the white the white the black cis male gaze also will have you fucked up too. Because I think that, like, being in a black female assumed body, you know, again, I was talking about this, like, if you don't have like a juicy booty, if you don't have the right type of booty, because there's different types of booties out here, you know, people out here figuring out what types of booties people have. So it's different types of butts. You can't just have a butt, you gotta have a type of butt. He's like, I'll come up with the strawberry real quick, like, no. But exactly, like, oh no, I agree. I think the hair thing is also interesting too. How they assume darker skinned women like can't have long hair, or that it's fake, or that brown women in general have fake hair all the time. I've worn like my natural hair out before, and people were like, "Is that weave?" And it was like, what the fuck? They think all of our hair is fake. They don't know when, and like I've had white people tell me we don't know what hair is real and what is fake anymore. And I'm like, on one hand, as a wigstress, as a bitch that has studied wig craft and bitchery, I'm happy to hear. But like at the same time, not really, because they think everything is a fucking wig or a weave. But I also think that, as I was talking about, you know, the white eye, like the white gaze will have you fucked up, because the white gaze will have you thinking that you gotta be thin, you gotta have titties that sit up, you know, that you gotta dress a certain way, you gotta dress like you in the fucking 50s or some shit. You gotta have your hair a certain way. You gotta have light eyes. You gotta have straight hair with a little bit of a curl to it. You gotta have mascara. You know, you gotta have these shoes. You know what I mean? You gotta have, you know what I mean? All this shit. You know, to fit inside of this like small ass box, which is the white male gaze. You know, exactly. You know what, gelling for my melon, I'm not gonna say if you have a certain butt you're pretty, but I will say that, oh, it's not a necklace, it's like collar tabs. It's like sticks to your collar. But thank you. Um but I don't think it's a certain type of butt. Like I think that I think that certain types of butts are like lauded. And I'm not trying to say like there are people who are ugly without butts. I'm just trying to say I don't think that's what automatically makes you pretty, but I think that's what like can aid in you being pretty. Cause like I definitely know that like I've had people comment on like my body shape before, and like that shit like really sucked, because like I like the way that I'm shaped, but like people would be like, oh, she's pretty, but like her body is like really square, or she doesn't have a butt, and da da da. And it's just like, damn, like, you know, I can't just be cute. Like I can't just like rock in my own lane. You know what I mean? I can't just cook in the pot. Fuck. Why you gotta take me out all early? You know what I mean? I wasn't even done boiling. Like, come on. Like, just people just coming at me for like not being like their ideal black, or their idea of a black girl that they could fuck with. And I think that it also comes from the fact that I have like, I don't want to say I have a thin face, but I have a face that like you don't always see my double chin. Like I'll be like this, get my mama June, but I could come out. You know what I mean? And that's a privilege. That's part of beauty privilege too. The fact that my double chin is not really like all up in your face all the time, but it does exist. It does exist. But while I have this face, you know, dudes be like, maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe. Maybe I would sleep with this girl. Maybe I would sleep with her. But I think that it also is complicit in the fact that, like, you know, they assume, you know, like, that my body is for them. You know, that's also what it is. Like, whenever dudes rate, like, you know, female body people, they're just like, you know, like, would I fuck this person? Would I put my dick in that person? Oh, gelling for my melon. No, I totally feel you. I'm dead. Well, nerdology, I have to tell you, I think more white people know about weaves today than ever before, because white people are wearing them. Almost every white girl I know got some tracks. You know what I mean? Got something. Got some of them raccoon tracks, you know what I mean? Let me stop. Let me stop. Exactly. Like some people got the double chin on lockety lock. Some people don't all the time, you know, and that's realness. That's still fat though. Oh my god. I'm so thirsty these days. But I needed that stretch. Um as I was saying, gotta snap out of that white gaze because they'll have you fucked up. You know, I think that anyone, especially people who like really bask in the joys of femininity, whatever that might be for you, you gotta know that you gotta do that shit for yourself. You have to like kind of really super tap out of like the male gaze for that shit, cause like the male gaze will have you feeling like this isn't right or this isn't right. Cause like if you really think about it, a lot of times when people are like changing and doing all this shit, it's cause like they're thinking like about what a dude is gonna think or like what other people are gonna think about their body and shit. Oh, exactly. Like white girls don't call it weave. White girls don't call it weave. White girls be calling it extensions, or they be like micros. They don't even want to talk. They don't even want to say extensions. They be like, yeah, I went to the mall and I got some micros in. I got like 6 micros put in, and I was like, what's a micro? And they was like, oh, you know, like a micro, like a bead fusion, like some fusions. Like they'd be like some fusions. They either say they got some fusions or some those. I think they say fusions. I think that's what it is. I got some fusions. I don't think it's micros. I think it's fusions because they're using them fusion beads to collect the hairs. Um, yeah, it's true. White people. I think it's like a lot of people ask if people's hair is real. I think like black dudes do it sometimes. It'd be making me fucking mad, cause I'd be like, cause like if I say no, like on one hand I know that like then they're gonna like want to know like how it is a weave, or they're gonna want to know like how they can like see my real hair, and that's what bothers me too. The idea of real hair, you know, the idea that like what I'm presenting to you is not enough, that you need to like see me without all of this shit on, um for your own comfort, like, because you're nobody to me, you know, like this person is nobody to me, but like they want to know me very personally in such a short amount of time. Like when people ask you if your hair is real, if it's not, do they really want to hear the story? You know, do they really want to hear about how you have to like braid your hair, oil your hair, sew your hair, clip your hair, whatever the fuck? Yeah, clip-ons, undead, used to clip-on. But really though, like, um, it's just, it's just so hard sometimes, like living in this white-centric world, man, because everything is for white people. Everybody else is the other. Everybody else gotta assimilate, or else they're called a hater. You know, we talk about whiteness, and white people start crying. They cry so hard that like other people of color gotta come out to the rescue and shit. It's whack. I hate that shit. And then I hate when POC be saying shit to me like, we gotta have equality for all races. I'm like, yeah, I agree, but some people are more equal than others, so maybe we should try to do that. Maybe we should try to like figure out how to get that kind of equality. It's like people would rather like fight with me about what the fuck I'm talking about than like actually like figuring out what the fuck I'm talking about. It's just like annoying. I definitely seen like um there was this person I was like really good friends with. Her afro was so big. Like her afro is the kind of afro that makes you jealous when you go to like hair sites and shit. Like, I'm sorry, like, or rather, let me just take this one. Let me internalize this one. Like, there sometimes I see afros that are so big and beautiful that it makes me so sad. It's like that would make me so happy, you know? Glambo Taz 84. I don't know what I'm gonna do a makeup and clothing tutorial. I suppose when I feel like it. You know, right now I'm talking about my personhood and my experiences as a person of color. So I would appreciate it if you would just let me cook. That's so weird. No, and I totally agree with everything that y'all are saying in the chat, man. I wish there was a way for me to get the chat like on the screen or something. I'm gonna figure out a way to do like a screen recording or something so I'm able to like record the chat so everybody can see what's happening. Cause it's a pretty good chat. No, and I like in terms of, you know, white people, or rather in terms of like this black man, like he ended up touching my friend's hair and asking if it was real, and I was like, whoa. I'm like, that's, I mean, I don't know. Like when people touch my hair, it makes me mad, so I tell them not to touch my hair before they can even ask. But I definitely think that some people have a problem with boundaries, and I think that again, it's another way to other people of color and make them feel like they're not people. Cause think about it. Do you ask to touch white people's hair? Like some people of color be acting like extra wild about touching white people's hair, but honestly, I have no fucking need to touch a white person's hair because I know how it fucking feels. You know what I mean? I already know. All my dolls had white people hair, so I don't need it. But I don't know. It's just like it's a whole mess. I've definitely had, you know, even with this wig, when I went out to Johnny Rockets, I had this waitress who was this white lady walk up to the table and be like, she was not our waitress. Like, point blank, I want to let that be known. I was at a restaurant with my boyfriend, and this woman who was not my waitress, who worked at the restaurant, stopped at my table and looked at me. Wait. What? Hold on. What are you saying? The tab bar and press screen recording. Where's the tab bar? Are you tricking me? Okay, well, while we figure this one out, this white woman came up to the table and was like, "Is that your real hair?" And I was like, "Yes." And I only said yes because, you know, if you know like I know, like you know like I know, white people can't just ask you if that is your real hair. White people need to know everything about this bitch. This white lady stood there for a minute. She was holding food for other people. She really delayed her service to talk to my black ass for a little bit about my hair and the legitimacy of each motherfucking strand. Okay? And I'm sitting there and bitch, it was a new wig too, so I'm tossing it. Okay, so I'm like this. I'm like, yes, girl. I'm like, root me, bitch. I'm like, this is all mine. I was like, honey. I was like, yes, girl, this is all mine. Okay, I was making sure that, you know, I was strategically teasing it. You know what I mean? I was like, girl, this is mine. Okay, I'm up at the top. Oh, wait. Okay. I still don't know what you mean. Oh. Stay on this page. Nope, stay on this page. What are you doing? Alright, I'm gonna stop messing with stuff. Yeah, just, you know what? I just didn't understand why she did that shit. She was just asking me like all these questions about my weave, and I was just like, "Yes, bitch, it's mine," so that she would walk the fuck away. And then she was still standing there. She was like, "Oh," she was like, "How do you get it so curly?" I was like, "Garnier Fructis." Yes, I was like, "There is a small bottle. It is called the Rejuvenating Oils." I was like, when it's wet, you know, I lean back and I spray it one time from the north. I hold it up and I spray it down. And then I go like this, you know, I just whip my hair. I was like, and then I go like this. And it does this. And this lady was just like, bitch. Like, she was not really believing me. But, you know, she really was believing me. No, I know. It would have been really funny if the wig would have fallen off, but honestly, I was just there to eat my fucking food. Under new screen recording. Yeah. I don't know. I'm like not really. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't see what you mean. I'm gonna look into this at a later date. I'm gonna look into this. But anyways, I'm gonna dip because it's like it's like we're already an hour and 46 in. I think maybe I'll break this up into two so it's easier to digest. Um, but I love y'all, and I hope everyone has a beautiful evening. I know I was supposed to do this already, but I know the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta shit is gonna come on this week, so I think I'm about to do like episode one, the review like tomorrow. Sounds good. All right, so I love y'all, and bye bye.